So, Tom, I think they said we're live, but I'm not seeing you. Are you seeing me? There we
Yep, you're
go.
live now, going 14 seconds, like I said, and you should be on the screen.
What is that that's on the screen, Tom?
That looks like some of the back country we go visit on quite often when we're off-roading with drone envisions.
Boy, I
Beautiful
have to tell
spaces.
you,
Look at that arch. Amazing.
I mean, I flew my drone through there. I'm rank amateur. I flew my Neo through that hole there. I mean, and I tried out my goggles and motion controller there that day.
Yeah.
That's when I took this shot.
I remember we were worried about having some of the youngsters on our little tour going to retrieve your drone. Okay, and we had a couple of
uh,
drone rescues. Remember, we had a
yes,
drone rescue that day,
yes,
right?
there
That
was
was
a
a lot of
drone
fun.
rescue there too.
Okay. I
Yeah.
have to say, whenever a Dempsey's involved, there's usually a drone rescue going on. I don't know what that has to say about you, Bob.
Oh, no, no,
Okay.
no. Only the misses, that's for sure.
Yeah,
And
yeah, exactly.
All right, let's drop that out there. There we go.
And we're
Let's
back,
get
folks.
us up
We're
on the
back.
screen. Hey, Tom, how are you?
Doing good, Bob. How are you, brother?
Oh, it's a busy time. I have to tell you, my mind is pretty mixed here. I mean, we have the Vegas Drone meetup, and literally
Yeah, yeah.
4 or 5 weeks away here now.
Weeks away. Weeks away.
And and so obviously we're excited about that. And I as I've mentioned on other shows, I don't know if we got anybody watching today yet or not, but nope, doesn't look
Yeah,
like
we
it.
we got look, Michael's here,
Okay.
TJ's here, Warren was
Oh, cool.
here,
Okay.
Barkley. Oh, good, good,
Ah,
good.
good. Anyway, um, I have a mission next week or week after next, and I'm going to play guitar in a nightclub in front of a sold out audience of about 250 people. And I'm scared to death. We haven't played live in front of an audience in 56 years.
So
So
will there be a rehearsal, Bob? You
the,
guys getting
we
together to
were
jam a little, maybe?
we're having about 3 days of rehearsal. Yes.
Oh, okay, okay,
Okay.
okay.
We have.
And my recommendation is be like an altar boy. The people in the crowd don't know when you screw up. Okay, you pay attention to it, so just
uh,
keep strumming away, man.
it's
And what do you play?
it's
You
been
play
fun.
rhythm?
Yeah, I
What do
played
you play? Rhythm?
lead on some songs, and I played rhythm on a lot.
Good.
And believe it or not, I sang a bunch. I actually did a couple songs where I sang the lead part there. So it's been been a lot of fun here. But we are playing at a club called Hey Nani's. It's in downtown Arlington Heights, Illinois. And it's like I said, they say it's sold out, but they say there might be standing room if anybody else shows up. But it's in the middle of downtown Arlington Heights. The nightclub called The Cellar used to be more on the outskirts of town of Arlington Heights, of downtown Arlington Heights, right off the railroad tracks. But I stood that in this nightclub called The Cellar and watched. I watched The Who. I watched the Beau Bremels. I watched the Birds. I watched I watched a variety of other people. Our band got to be the opening band for Buffalo Springfield. And I actually met Neil Young and Stephen Stills were in Buffalo
Wow.
Springfield. This is in 1966. It was quite a time, of my life. And so somebody put together an album of all the bands that played at this club.
That played there.
And
Yeah.
and now they are doing an album release party that evening at this nightclub. So
cool.
hang on.
Cool.
Here's what we look like now.
Yeah, I remember going to some of the old clubs in the look, I went to CBGB's a lot. Okay, so the Ramones,
that was notorious.
Patti Smith, Dead Boys, Dictators, Cramps. I mean, it was real hardcore punk back then, and but one of my favorite places to go that's still open today, Bob. So when you go next September, you might want to check it out, see who's playing there. But the Beekman. Okay. Checking out the Beekman is a pretty good spot. The Beekman Theater. That's a great venue. I remember seeing so many different bands there, but and I used to manage a band called Sentence for Life. The thing they had in common was, and the reason why we love the name, everyone was married with kids. So the band was named
was the Sentence for
Life. Yeah, that was it right there. Yeah, that was it.
How cool.
We played a lot of venues throughout New York City and the 5 boroughs. A lot of Irish pubs. Irish pubs love live music.
Oh, yeah.
In fact,
Look at the Huns. Everywhere.
The Huns. Look at, I mean, that's a crew right there you got there, Bob. The Huns. Okay.
Yeah. We were freshmen in high school when we named the band. We had a previous band where we were in grade school, and we were trying to copy the Beach Boys, and we were called the Coast Watchers.
Right.
We were the Coast Watchers to begin with, and then we all got in high school when we changed a couple people in the band, and it became, we were studying world history, and we were studying Attila and the Huns. And when we had to come up with a name for the band, and that's how it became the Huns, and it stuck. And we were,
the Beach Boys would, because they were a California band, right? I mean, and back with the surf music, which is today, what do we call that? Yacht rock now? That's yacht rock. But what coast were you guys watching?
Lake Michigan.
Lake Michigan, exactly. Should have called just the freshwaters. Okay,
that was
the right?
Wisconsin Lake Delavan. That was Lake Tomahawk.
So now, I take it the wife is going?
Yes. I'm going a day early. I'm going for, we're doing some intensive rehearsals. She's staying here, and next Saturday is a big wedding for some friends of ours. Right. And so she's staying for the wedding, and then she's coming on the next day. And then we're going
to have this recorded for posterity, right? And of course, for playback at a later point on the show, right? Okay, good, good. Because I know there's a few people in the chat that are asking, that won't be able to make the venue, but definitely want to see what it's like. So
I'm bringing my Pocket 3 and the Pocket 2, all charged up, ready to go. I'm going to have multiple people in the audience. We'll get as much of this as we can.
No, we're looking forward to it. Good.
So,
and talking about looking forward to things, Bob, we're right there on the doorstep, man. We got what, 5 weeks?
Jeez.
No, 6 weeks. 6 weeks
How crazy is
Let's see,
that?
1, 2, 3, 4. No, 5 weeks from this Friday. 5
How
weeks
crazy.
from this Friday.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. How
So,
crazy
you
is
know,
that? Yep.
and for
Yep.
those ignorant few that might not know, this is the Vegas drone meetup. Okay.
A drone
This is
experience like no
a drone.
other.
Like, that's correct. That's correct.
It's true.
And
It's true.
I'm wearing one of our sponsors' hats. Okay. Our friends
Ah,
at Pilot Institute are giving a
yeah.
class, on-site classroom training. Okay.
Uh,
Along with one of our locals, Aero AI, Victory and Richard. So,
yep.
this, man, it's a lot of work, but it's definitely a labor of love. We got a great group that works alongside of Bob and I. Our wives are instrumental in this, and then we have our cast of characters. They don't mind me calling them characters because they
No.
all are. It's a great group. I mean, so
Yeah.
the payoff, of course, is that weekend when we get everybody together. And those
Oh,
of you
yes.
that have attended meetups elsewhere in the country, the real fun is just meeting those people you see
It is.
on these streams and these podcasts and people you
Mhm.
see up in the Facebook groups, but
And,
to get
and
to meet
last
them
time
in
I
person
met
is
drone pilots I never knew in Las Vegas that we've now become great friends and
yeah,
continue
yeah,
to this day. And it's just been what a wonderful few days of really, I hate to say brotherhood and sisterhood. It really feels like family. And it's I think every one of the drone meetups I've ever been to, I feel the same way, and I know you feel
absolutely,
the same
yeah,
way
yeah,
too, Tom.
absolutely, Bob, absolutely.
Yeah.
It's we've made some fast friendships here. We've actually, Bob, I definitely say we've created an extended family
Oh yeah.
out here. You know, we
Yeah.
we've attended people's weddings, we've hung out with their kids, we've broken bread together. We've
Yeah.
you
Exactly.
know it really is. Me coming from fire service, I know what that extended family is like, and it's one of the voids that I got filled was when I retired and I came out here. I do have some FDNY buddies out here, but
Yeah.
it's not like it was, right? Well, you know what?
No.
That void has been filled. So I'm very, very fortunate. We
Yeah.
got such a nice group, and I'm going to throw up an image on the
Okay. I
screen.
wanted to I
Uh,
wanted to hit this screen first, Tom, that I got
yeah,
up right now, because
yeah,
October
absolutely.
8th was the date,
Oh,
the
only a few
cutoff
days
date.
away. Yeah, a week
So
away.
we have about a week to continue
Yeah.
to register especially for our friends that are local, okay, or in nearby states. This is
Yeah.
an incredible, great value, and we really want to see everyone. And believe me, you're going to get more than $49, more than $69 in
Oh,
value
absolutely.
here.
Absolutely.
So it's breakfast. It's a Friday night welcome party. Well, there'll be your first drink is covered, and so is
Yeah.
an amplitude of appetizers. And then the Saturday morning breakfast with everyone together, and it's not just donuts and coffee. This is a sit down, order off the menu, full course breakfast, coffee and tea and drinks included. It's soft drinks included. Let me not get in trouble here, but
Yeah.
and then a Saturday afternoon, two food trucks, a barbecue food truck, which is phenomenal, those that came last year know the barbecue truck. And this year, Mr. Taco is coming, and a great taco truck. So you'll have your choice this year. So,
yep. And we have a farmers market also.
Yeah.
Well, we can't take necessarily credit for that, Bob, but we have a farmers market that's happening in Cornerstone Park at the same time, and we're in conversations with them, so they know we're coming, and we're hoping some of our folks definitely wander into the farmers market, to get your fresh honey and baked goods and stuff like that. So it's a beautiful park, and as Bob is showing you, we got some unique sites out here that really beckon for you to come out and join us. I mean, what do I constantly say, Bob? This is a target-rich environment.
Oh,
out here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hey, if you haven't shot a scene like this in your life, if this is unique to your environment, something like this. I mean, this is such this is a 45-minute drive from my house. Okay, here, this is such a unique experience here, and then the drone envisions situation is just they're putting out an incredible unique experience.
And Bob, I want to talk to that a little bit, because that is something you don't get to experience very often. So this is an opportunity for you to get out in the wilderness with experienced off-roaders showing you some of the scenery that our locals never get to see out here. And being able to fly your drones also. Fly your drones, track our vehicles as we're rolling along through these hills and mountains, and a great scene. Just a lot of fun, And this organization, these are members of our executive group. Okay.
Yep.
It's
good.
Isaiah and Callie. Okay. Isaiah is a Las Vegas firefighter paramedic, Las Vegas Fire and Rescue. Callie is an emergency room trauma nurse. So we have all the safety elements in place as well. Okay.
Yeah. Hey, Gil, if you can hear us, we're Gil is in the back room. Hi, Gil. I can see you back there. Hang on. We'll be with you in just a minute. Okay. Check this out. So this is all possibilities here.
Just a great time, man. And then we stop halfway along, and we have a great lunch up on a plateau that basically overlooks 360 degrees of about 20+ mile vista. So just
as far as your eye can see.
Amazing.
Yes.
Yep.
As far as your eye can see, it is spectacular. Yeah. So I always love playing that.
And those of you that are worried about having to hike and stuff like that, don't worry about that. My hiking days are well behind me, and that's why I treasure my drones, because my drones are basically my little hikers. Okay. They get me up to some of those vistas that normally you wouldn't be able to get to yourself.
All right.
And those of you that want to do some hiking, by all means.
So Tom, meet Gil. I don't know if you guys have met each other already. I think we've all been trying to figure that out. Hi, Gil.
How's it going, Bob?
Hello, Gil.
How's it going, Tom?
Oh,
good. And so, Gil, you're out in Babylon, Long Island, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, and I'm wondering now, how long you been flying drones?
Uh, I've been flying drones for approximately about 3.5, 4 years.
Ah,
Okay. So that Bob, that would
okay.
answer the question right there.
Right.
No, Gil and
Okay.
I didn't get to fly together while I was still in New York, but I've been out here 4 years now, Gil. I retired out here. So,
Yeah.
Nice.
but
Where
I
did you
lived in
retire?
Glendale, Queens. I
Oh,
retired in 2021 from the FDNY, the New York City Fire Department. I did 40 years with them, and my wife did 35 on the job, and we came out here as pension babies, okay, to a pension-friendly state, but flew extensively all over Long Island. Definitely did the Lighthouse in Montauk, and a few times with Ray Kelly and his secret spots, and traveled in the circles of Stevie Bronx and Eddie Cybertruck Nunez, and
oh wow.
Deneen Pagan, Audley,
Yeah.
so a whole group of, again, a cast of characters, no doubt,
Yeah.
a
So
cast of
Gil,
characters.
I want to introduce you to the audience. Like I said, we usually get sometimes up to about 20 people watching live, but we usually always get about 150 to about 200 of our fellow old farts with drones watching this after the fact. So, kind of, we're introducing each other to each other. So, give us the kind of 5 minute. Where did you come from? Where were you born? When? How did you get here? What have you? What's your occupation? What's your
Just
life
the
story?
bio.
Tell us,
Yep.
Oh,
give us
okay.
a little bit, okay?
All right. Going back to Tom, I know the Downies. You know the Downies as the FDNY?
Ray Downey, I worked with
Yes.
Ray for many years. His son's now a
Yes.
chief on the job
Chuck.
as well. And
And
also his grandson now is on the job. So,
Oh my,
that's right. Th-
Ray Downey is a legend in the department,
Yes. Well,
a legend.
I usually used to set up their events on Father's Day and run the 5K.
Right,
ah,
Back in the
right.
day.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. It's
Yeah,
funny.
Ray was the chief of our urban search and rescue team that would travel all over the country, and he turned special operations into the legend that it is now on the job. He's synonymous with uh, always doing the right thing for all the right reasons, and his son is just a mainstay in the department, and a senior a senior member, a senior chief in the department. So, and
That's
good.
very
now his
nice.
kid is on the job too, and it's a great family legacy. Definitely,
Yeah.
definitely.
Wow. All right, Gil. Now you're on. Okay.
All right. Well, a little bit about myself. Basically, I used to live in East New York, Brooklyn, with my parents. I grew up with that. My old man used to own the dry cleaners. I went to Catholic school until I was probably about, say, about 14 years old. We moved out here. My father still had the business in the city, but we moved out here. He opened up another business out here in Long Island, and we resided in Lindenhurst, New York, in Long Island. And I was about probably 15 years old, and started off going to Lindy High School. Got involved into wrestling, art committee. Loved to draw. Always drew.
Ah,
Uh, I just love the art of just seeing a picture, reflecting it, just seeing something and just really taking taking light what it really is all about. You know what I mean? Um,
Yeah,
even it might sound so like simple, but even looking at your garden sometimes after a long day's work, you're like, wow, these are
yeah,
beautiful. It's a beautiful scene. You know what I mean? So
right,
you,
right.
so from there, I really like to draw. I really like. So I always said to myself, I would love to get to something that, like, get something that out of something, like I want to see a picture, I want to see something I could retain, and I like. So when my girlfriend, she told me, she's like, hey, I see you always working. I'm a union electrician by trade.
Yeah,
Uh, I work for International
yeah.
Brotherhood of Electrical Workers,
Local 3,
IBW.
baby.
Local
Local
25.
3.
He's in local
Yes,
20.
No, no.
yes,
You're in local
we're
3,
local
correct?
25. We have
Oh,
a
it's
lot of
local
travelers
25.
on my
Okay.
job right now, which are five boroughs, local three. Actually, we have all over the country. Matter of fact, we have
Yeah,
441, local six,
right.
local 100, so on and so forth. Long Island right now has an economic boom with hospital work and some infrastructure work that will benefit enough to get nice union benefits, pension, and all that to keep it going. And
Hi, Marcus.
it also helps me to get out and fly my drone, have the hobby, uh, the leisure
Oh,
time.
when did you get a
Right.
drone?
I got a drone. It's funny you mention that. My girlfriend's like, you're always into fish, you always working. Make a long story short, she's like, what would you like for your birthday? So I was like, I don't know. I was thinking maybe a drone, but I didn't think nothing. So we went up to, where were we? We were at, there's a fair upstate, and I'm thinking of the fair name. It'll come to me. And make a long story short, it's on
Okay, you go
TLC.
for it. It's okay. Yeah.
It's a TLC channel. It's in this middle of somewhere upstate, and I seen someone selling a small used drone. So I was like, you know what? I'll buy it off your hand for $50. I didn't know
Wow.
nothing.
Yeah.
Um, I know how to play video games really, really good.
Ah. Yeah.
uh,
Well, that's a
so
plus. That's a
y-
good.
yeah, so
Yeah.
so I kind of incorporated one thing to the other. Um, but the drone that I had was a Hudson Zeno.
Ah.
Good
Yeah.
one. That's a good one.
Yeah, I
Ah.
thought
It's
I
one
thought
of
it was
it's
a
one of
good
the
one.
few good
I
ones.
I I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it. But the only thing downfall to that was the updates was a pain in the neck and so on and so forth. I still got it. I wanted something simpler.
It's a
Check this
manual
out. Marcus is
transmission.
going to drag one out here.
That what
There he
you
is,
there?
right there.
Hey. Yep, yep, yep.
Oh, actually, yes, yes.
That's
Marcus is probably the
Marcus.
one
Yeah.
that I used to watch years ago.
I
He
was
used
gonna
to have
say
the
if you the how-tos from
Sure. We
Marcus.
all watch Marcus, you know.
yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Hey, listen. This drone actually, I fly it about I don't know once or twice a year, maybe still, and it flies great. Still flies great. You got to downgrade the firmware to I can't remember the number, but an older version, and it works perfect.
Really.
Yeah,
Maybe you can help me out with that on the sidetrack.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Well,
You
Oh,
said
sorry
well,
guys for the
you had me
noise. The
at Zeno,
landscape is going
Gilberto.
crazy today.
Yeah.
wow. Oh, no problem.
What are you
Don't
flying? What
worry.
are you flying now? What are you flying
All
now,
right,
Gil?
I'm
Yeah.
flying.
So
It's
give us the progression. You
I
you you
I
gave me
tell you
that
something.
earlier. So
The,
give
the
us. Tell me.
progression. It's funny you mentioned that, Bob. The progression was I was working with this old cat. Right, he's ready to retire. He was a traveler on the job, and he goes, "Hey, kid, well, you're into anything? I'm into photography." And I was like, "Oh, wow, really?" I said, "Let me see your stuff." So he flipped it to the phone. I was like, "That ain't no photography. That's aerial photography." So he was like, "Yeah." He goes, "That's the equipment I was telling you I want to sell." So I said, "Let me look at it." So I go, "Oh, it's a drone." So he had a Mavic Pro. That's what he had.
The original Pro.
Yes, sir. He
Yeah.
had the whole kit. The thing was
Yeah.
immaculate, tip top shape, filters, the whole nine, right? So I go, "How much you want for it?" He goes, "I don't know." I said, "How much you want for it?" "I don't know." So I said, "Listen, I'll give you $800 for it." He goes, "No, that's too much." He goes, "Meet me." He goes, "Meet me halfway." I said, 400. So what I did, I looked at it. I said, "Here's 500." So because it was immaculate, I started looking it up, and people were like, "That's a great price. Buy it." And it's for me, it was good starter drone from DJI because
Right.
I didn't know if I was gonna
A
like
great
it.
drill.
Yeah,
Oh,
and from
cool.
there, I got the minis. I got all the minis, which I like because I go away to vacations a lot, and they allow me to be discreet. And I don't want to disrupt people that are having a good time on vacation. They don't want to hear
No,
the bird, so
no.
I be as discreet and respectful to people. And usually, half of the time that the resorts that they don't want them there, I speak to the general manager in the facility, and 9 out of 10 when they see my credentials, I'm registered from, from the FAA or my drones. I got the trust permit. I am studying right now for the Part 107,
Oh,
but
good.
I do so many search through my unions, like study. I'm like I'm burnt out from studying. to to be honest with you, but it's a thing that I want to do, which I'm gonna pursue because of fact, it just makes you smarter and aware what's in the sky and more
Right.
It
respectful.
does.
Right. It gives
Yeah.
you more respect for the air and the rules in the air and the
Hmm.
engagement in the air. It's not a
Yeah.
toy. It's an apparatus that actually could be very effective in doing a lot of jobs, and it could be non-effective in the wrong hands. Um,
It can be
Well,
very
being a
dangerous. Yeah.
yes.
being a
So
good
so
citizen in the national airspace. Yep.
yeah, yes. So when I go to fly, I'm respectful. I do my mapping. I'm just that's the way I am. I don't go most of my flies. If you look at my pictures, they're kind of low. I go between anywhere 150, sometimes 125 AGL. Sometimes I go 250, maybe 300 of certain areas, but I like that sweet spot. Um, I love
Yeah.
flying. I just love enjoy flying.
This one here, you can tell us what bridge this is.
Yeah, that was a Robert Moses Bridge, and that's a Fire Island Inlet, and
Right.
that's actually
It's a
facing
great South Bay.
southbound.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
That's a great South Bay in front of you. Yeah.
yes,
Yep.
sir.
Yeah. Oh, God, that impressed me so much. You know,
Yeah.
and I know you
So
like
did you
these shots,
real
Aaron.
quick, Gil? Did you have any photography experience before playing your first drone?
Just no zero photography experience.
Well, Bob,
Zero at all.
go back to that previous shot, please. So this is what I have to say. With no photography experience before this, you've definitely grown your skill set here. I mean, right off the bat, look at that leading line of the bridge that brings you basically on a journey across that bridge. The way you have that diagonal working right
Oh,
there,
the framing
and
is superb here.
where
Yeah.
you have the horizon at that upper 1/3 area. I mean, you're hitting all those marks there, Gil.
Yep.
So
I'm
that's
trying.
great progression. Great progression there.
Yeah.
Thank you, Tom. I feed off of people. We're here to feed off of each other. That's what I believe. You might have something to help me, and I tell the guys out in the field, like I'm working on a job with 75 electricians. Maybe the whole job is 500 guys, right? So
Yeah.
we're feeding off each other. We're working more with each other than we see our family. So
Sure.
it becomes a brotherhood, and that's what I believe.
Right.
I believe like you help me, I help you, and we will conquer in a better way. And
Yep.
that's all I do. I ask people, what do you think? What do you? And they're like composition. Look at the composition. It's hard to edit and post for Facebook because it dilutes so much, and if I do a lot of I got a Mac Studio and all that computer,
Oh, yeah.
and
Yeah.
let me tell you, it looks night and day difference, but
Oh, sure.
um I'm still learning the art of editing as well, and masking is a very, very powerful tool. um
Yeah.
But I tell you something, I just love flying. In
So let me
to
ask you a question, Gil. If I went before today show, I kind of tried to dig some research on you. Seems like mostly you posting is still frames. Do you ever shoot video?
I do. There's a couple videos. Yes, I do. Um,
Okay,
I'm trying to learn more video. See, the problem with video, I have to know for myself. There's probably not a problem for people because they do it so beautifully, and you can see the way they're posting some of their video. It's outrageous. It's gorgeous. The compression's right. I want to learn when you get the video to transpose it and to get it nice and clear because it loses that grade of clarity
yeah.
every time. Yeah, that's what I got to get to. Once I get to
Well,
that,
you
now I
made
start doing more.
you made a good point about learning, and it's the thing I tell people that talk to me about. Hey, I'm going to retire soon. I'm like, yeah, well, retirement doesn't mean we stop learning. I mean, as far as I'm concerned, lifelong growth. It just reminds us that growth doesn't stop with school or formal training. I mean, you as an electrician had to go through a whole apprenticeship and get through all of that. But I bet you still learned plenty of stuff after
That's
all
right.
that was done. I mean, you learned it from senior members, and that's the great thing about this community is, we got a group of people that does not mind sharing.
No,
Okay,
No,
their
that the
expertise with one another,
yeah.
and that goes such a long way. I mean, there's very few other industries that you'll find that, but here in this community, each of us being able to share what we shoot, like I'm saying right off the bat, you are really embracing those skills in the images that I'm seeing here,
thank
Yeah.
you.
and again, you know, uh, looking at other people's work, that is one of the things that I enjoy so much in this community is seeing how other people see the same things I saw, but from a different point of view,
Hmm.
right?
Right.
That's a great aspect of this.
Right, and
Yeah.
also, it also it's also accepting proper criticism too. People, I don't mind someone say, "Hey, listen, brother, you went over sharpening. Now I know what to do." Oh, listen, brother, that's it. You know, you feeding. Now next one, boom, you tweak it. Now you're like, "Wow, that's so much better." Then you text back, "Thank you," and you should get a thumbs up. And you meet friends
Yeah,
that way
yeah,
because
yeah.
Yeah.
that's how we're going to grow. We're going to feed off each other.
Absolutely,
Exactly.
absolutely.
We learn from each other, and I have to tell you, I've learned most of what I know about drones from Marcus Crawford. So,
Marcus, I've been
I
watching
mean, that's
Marcus for a very long time. I learned quite a bit as well.
the yeah. So Marcus, we were talking about drone
So Marcus,
meetups,
2 out of 3.
and
I've learned nothing from Marcus whatsoever. No, that's so. But he's batting at least okay. 660 in the major league. No, no. Of course, the opposite is true. I've learned a lot from Marcus.
tell
I've
us,
gotten to shoot.
Marcus,
I had
about
the privilege of
Spain.
shooting with Marcus. Yeah, Spain, baby. What was that
Well,
like?
it was tremendous. It was a
Marcus, can you hear us?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I
He's
can
talking
hear you. Can
well.
you hear me?
Oh yeah. Okay. Now
Okay.
Yeah, I got you.
Yeah. Heard you asking me about
must be
Spain.
mine.
Yep.
Okay. So I'm just going to dive
Yeah.
in here, Tom. If you can hear me, I don't think Bob can hear me.
Right. We
However,
can hear you.
I can
okay.
hear you now.
Okay, so yeah, so we left for Spain on the 12th of September. Flew into Barcelona. Took a 7-day cruise around the Med. First hit Mallorca, then over to Marseille in France. Hit Pisa, which that
You
freaking
took the
tower,
picture.
that son of a gun leans.
Everybody
30
has to take that
degrees.
picture. You have to
Those
get
damn
out
building
there and
codes.
take that picture with the leaning tower. Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't do
Building
any of
code.
that simply because everybody else was. I mean, I don't know,
Right.
kind of corny. However, then we made a stop in Civitavecchia, which is Rome, and took a tour in, and they dropped us at the Vatican. I am not a religious person, so that probably wasn't my favorite spot. I would rather have stopped at the Colosseum. We did get to drive around the Colosseum, so we got to see that, which was amazing.
Yeah.
But the highlight of Italy, we stopped in Naples and Pompeii. Oh my goodness! If you you got to see Pompeii. It is much bigger than I thought. I figured Pompeii was just a couple little excavations. It's a whole city. It's a whole city that was buried 2,000 years ago, and you go into some of these buildings, and there's still frescoes on the wall. There's still tile floors. That fresco, somebody painted it 2,000 years ago.
Isn't that not
And it's
amazing?
still there.
It's
We
so
have
humbling.
no, in the U.S., we just don't have history
No-
like that. I guess I'll just put
No
it that
frame of reference to that, right,
No.
Marcus?
Yeah.
No frame of
Yeah.
reference
No,
to that.
not at all.
Yeah.
Yeah. So then it was back to Spain. We spent one day in Barcelona and toured around Barcelona a little bit. Then flew to Alicante, which is closer to Murcia and Mazaron. So we rented a car in Alicante, drove about 140 kilometers over to Puerto de Mazaron, and that's where we had our drone meetup with the Spanish drone seekers. Of course, most of them were our UK expats, few native people, the Spaniards there in Spain, but those people are my very good friends. I've been doing a Sunday live show with them now for about 6 years. And of course, Bob, you've already met Terry and Steve.
Yes.
Because they came to Florida.
Yep.
They were there.
And Heidi and
Yeah. But and then of course we had Kev, which is part of the my dear friend Jackie Akers.
Backpack Jack.
The first day we got there, her and her significant other met Sarah
Craig.
and I, and along with Harvey Price, who's another one of the Spanish drone seekers from the UK. They took us down to the waterfront, had a nice dinner, and so forth. And then the next day, Harvey and Jackie took us out to, I call them the guns of Mazaron, but that's not what they are. In fact, I'll have to look it up to remember the name of it.
You got anything you want to share? Go for it.
Well, I really don't have anything edited, Bob. So
okay,
yeah, it's kind of it was just getting it all home. But
when did you get back?
Late. Not yesterday, but the night before, very late.
Night before. Right,
so this is my second day home. But this was called the Bateria de Castillos. And basically what it was is some big guns that they put in the 1930s in the side of a hill. And that's how they protected their the space.
Yeah.
They kept that thing going until the 90s, believe it or not. And these are those great big like battleship naval guns. It was the damnedest thing you've ever seen. And Jackie and Harvey took us out to have some nice tapas for lunch. And but then the drone meetup started in earnest the next day. We got to fly the Embalse de la Cierva, which is basically a reservoir, but it was very scenic and beautiful in the Spanish countryside. The next day we flew the Estación de Calaspara, which is it was a train station that they quit. They shut it down in the early 2000s and because they put in high-speed rail, so it wasn't needed anymore. And there's just some really, you get to see the Spanish countryside. It was just beautiful. And then the day after that, everybody has probably seen pictures of some of the abandoned urbanizations in Spain. So we got to fly this abandoned urbanization in Fortuna. It's really an interesting story. You know, in 2008, when the real estate crash happened, there's probably, gosh, I'm going to say 200 or more homes in various states of completion. And it's all abandoned. And what happened was, evidently, it was also not fully legal. So I was wondering, I thought, well, okay, so I understand everything collapsed in that time in the 2000s, but what about 2012, 2013, when things started picking up? Why didn't they finish building it?
Yeah.
Well, it was never, they never got zoning approval for it. And in fact, the mayor of Fortuna got thrown in jail over it. Evidently, he was taking some kickbacks. I don't know. But yeah, it's quite a story. And of course, now
was that his cousin without the pants trying to keep you out of it? Or?
It's possible. Yeah, I suspect that it was something like that.
They had a guy stopping them from driving on this road.
Yeah. But the highlight was the next day, and I'm sure you guys have all seen these videos by our friend Sean the Drone, Sean Matthews. Yeah. He's the guy that taught me how to fly. When I first got my Phantom 3, I searched YouTube, and he had some Phantom 3 videos, and I got to meet Sean, and I got to hang out with him for quite a while. We shot the breeze for a long time. But the mines of Minas de Mazaron, the mines of Mazaron, and they were started by the Phoenicians. There again, we don't understand history in this country. Then the Romans took them over, mining up this whole mountain. And then in the 1800s, the English and the Germans started mining it. And then I know the Spanish were in there as well. But you have this whole area with all these old mine buildings and stuff that are in various states of dilapidation. But the interesting thing is the colors. There's big slag piles and things everywhere, and it's just fantastical colors, and it's iconic, really, because you've seen it in so many videos. So I got to fly that as well. But the best part of it was the people, right?
Yep. That's what we were just saying about, the Vegas drone meetup coming up, and the Northwest and the Florida and all of it. It's the people.
We all stayed at one hotel. So just like the Florida meetup, we were all able to congregate at the hotel. And of course, that creates a lot of bonding and so forth. Gary Foster came from Canada. I'm sure you're familiar with Gary and his wife. And
Grant Ariels,
Grant Ariels,
Tom Connors from Toronto.
Nice.
He, hang on just a second, got a call coming in. He and his wife Meta came. You may not know him, but he's in the chats quite often. So we're the foreign. I was the only American there, which disappointed me. I was hoping somebody.
Well, you were a good representative of America. Okay?
I was hoping like somebody like Tom.
I'm proud to be represented by you.
Look, how many trips a year can I take there? Okay. So I represented you, Marcus, at the Northeast Drone meetup, and you represented me at the Spain meetup. Okay. How about we'll agree on that one?
Yeah. But anyway, that's the quick and dirty. And of course, leaving was very emotional. We did our drone show from the hotel there, our Drone Seekers Live. I've been friends with those people for a long time. Jackie in particular, I'd never met her in person before. I just love her. She is, I don't know if I'd call her a little sister or a daughter or what I would call her. But she is just a sweetheart, and Backpack Jack is just as nice in real life as what you see on her videos. And the same goes for Steve and Terry.
And
Yeah.
and Terry didn't miss a beat with his jokes from your lobby show. Huh? I
He
saw that.
he didn't.
He always
Terry
kills
is a
it, man.
classic, isn't he? Yeah.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
of
Yep.
course Caroline was there. Caroline from the UK, the one that we sing
yeah,
to every week. So we got to swing
Yeah.
yeah.
this week. She flew her fixed wing drones and so forth. So it was big
Oh,
fun.
that's great.
Well,
That's great to
I
see.
But I
zoomed
don't
in,
want to
Gil. Hi,
steal.
Gil.
Yeah, I don't
Huh?
want to steal Gil's thunder.
Oh
No,
no.
it's all right. I'm listening to everybody. It's all good.
Yeah.
Oh man, that Gil. I mean, uh, I have been stalking Gil for how long? I mean, I've been asking you on this show for more than a year, I think.
Yeah, I apologize. I'm always back. See, I'm like Qbert. I'm always bouncing around. My girl's like, "You got ants in your pants." I go, I got too many things to do. Instead of sitting down.
Exactly, exactly. So Gil just got the Mini 5. Okay, so give us. I want to hear what you think. I want to hear what you think of this Mini 5. I kind of with phones. I don't always get the next phone. I might leave
Hmm.
a couple phones before I get the newest phone, and I'm kind of doing that in drones. And right now, I'm the Mini 3 Pro is the last really quality drone. I
That's a
also
great
have
drone. That
I
was a
have an
great
Air
drone.
2S sitting here that I love that Air
That's
2S,
another great drone. That's another
kind of
great
thing.
drone.
But this Mini 5 has got me intrigued. I do think I'm probably going to wait till my after Christmas cash surplus
Yeah,
comes around.
Might be in a
Don't wait
stocking.
too long, Bob, because
yeah.
Yeah,
that
don't
thing
wait too
the
long.
camera.
I just basically follow technology because I'm in the technology field, and I see it rapidly change so often. And people say it's 3 years. I believe by the time you get that model, that other model
It's
is
already. Yeah.
coming already around. So
Right.
I just follow technology, and I some people's like,
Well,
yeah.
Gil,
So what's that,
how
Tom?
did you? Where did you get your Mini 5? Why don't we
I
start
got
there?
my Mini 5 from South Korea from eBay, a reputable buyer. Someone gave me a link. He's got like a 99.8% reviews mark. Um, Never mind with him, I bought three drones. I bought my Mavic 4 Pro from him. I bought my Bada 2
Look at you.
FPV from him, and I just picked up the Mini because I sold the Mini 4 Pro to a veteran. Really, really nice man. Uh, and Kenny, and he's a real nice man. And he was actually a real freelance photographer with the big scopes and stuff, with the bird watching, the eagle watching. He wanted something discreet. So, I gave him to him a good price. He was a real nice guy. One day we're going to hook up. We're going to fly too. He showed me some
Good.
spots where the birds are and the
Good.
eagles are all the way out
Watch
east of
those
Long Island.
predatory birds, man. Stay
Oh,
away
Yes.
from the nests.
Yes.
I lost my Air 3S to a golden eagle up in Kanab. So yeah,
Wow.
make sure you stay away from the nests. That's the most important thing. Yeah.
Yeah, he had me use this big scope when I went to
Spotting
buy
scope. Yeah.
when he went to buy my drone, excuse me, and he goes,
Right.
check this out. This is how I scope out, and I don't get so close to him. It's just like my lead. So I can understand with the eagles and the nests and stuff like that, but it'll be interesting. Um, with the
Oh yeah.
Mini 5 going back, I find it going much faster, accelerating vertically. As soon as you take off, it's definitely snappier uh, without doing any modification with the expos and stuff like that. But I find it to be a little bit more snappier. I took it out yesterday. It was very windy on Long Island, and that thing held up like a champ. I was
oh,
like,
Good.
holy crap, man. I was very, very, very surprised. And believe it or not, the signal I'm gonna be posting video on one of these days on Facebook. The signal was intense. I took it across that bridge that you guys see the picture at. I
Uh-huh.
flew it. I flew it across from south. Excuse me, from north of the bridge to south of the bridge, going parallel to it.
The
And
whole length of it.
yes,
Yeah.
sir. And
Wow.
let me tell you something. It did not go into yellow, and definitely didn't never seen red. So
Wow.
I was very impressed, and I was in a very high altitude. I was roughly, say, about 175 AGL. So usually, to get a better reception, I noticed with a lot of these controllers, you got to go higher. You
Yeah.
know,
It's all about the
even
obstacles. It's all about what's in between you and
Hey,
the
you
drone.
just
Yeah.
reminded me of something, Gil. I got a bone to pick with Tom.
Mm.
uh-oh, you're in trouble, Tom.
Uh-oh.
DJI drones automatically switch to CE mode when you're in Europe
They
and back
do.
to FAA mode when you're
Oh.
here. Let me
So
tell
did
you
you
what,
come back with a few mini fives or what?
I didn't,
That's
and
the
I'll
way to
tell you
prove
why.
me wrong.
I didn't, and I'll tell you why. So there's a DJI store in Barcelona, and I thought of exactly that, right? I'm just going to go walk into the DJI store and buy one. However,
Right.
you cannot get the plus battery in Europe for whatever reason.
Mm.
Well,
Yeah.
heck,
Yeah.
we're part 107. I don't care if it's under 249 grams.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, it doesn't
Doesn't matter to me.
us,
So I
right.
want the plus
Yeah,
battery.
yeah.
And then but then secondly, worrying about getting it back through customs. I would have declared it, right? I would be happy to pay the
Yeah,
tax,
yeah,
whatever.
Sure.
But I wouldn't want it confiscated. So I didn't do that.
So,
But Tom,
you placed your order already with the South
the
Koreans?
night that I got home, with a South Korean seller, of course I did. I thought about doing it before I left Europe, but anyway.
Yeah.
I wanted to.
Well, if all the United States drone flyers,
regardless. Okay.
I just wanted to explain to you, Tom. It is a significant difference between CE mode and FCC mode. I mean, I was stunned. I had the Air 3S.
Right.
Man, I'm telling you, 500 meters away, and you would start losing signal. It was
no
significant.
kidding.
Yeah.
Wow.
And I realized I was flying with a group, so I was around other people. But a couple of times I went way off away on my own, so I wouldn't have that kind of interference, and still saw the same kind of range issues. So
it's hobbled, right? Yeah, they really.
What's that? AQ4, right? Is that AQ4?
Well, what happens
with OcuSync? It's the CE version, which is their transmission. What the spectrum of the channels that they allow you to operate over, they hobble that down so you can only go a certain distance.
Like the phone companies, they throttle you down.
And that's what they do in Europe. So Europe may still be able to buy DJI drones, but they can't fly them very far. I can tell you that.
No, I know.
Yeah, but most of these shots, you really don't have to, go too far behind. I'm starting to learn. 3 miles visual line of sight. Yeah, no way.
I don't know.
You
My
can't
eyes aren't
physically see
that good, Gil. I can't.
Hey, I want to say one more thing, Bob. If you want to, here's the issue that we're facing, and I needed the Mavic 4 Pro like I need a hole in my head. It is way more drone than I am capable of using.
That's so true.
However, I felt like it was the last state-of-the-art DJI drone that I would ever have the opportunity to buy.
Future-proof.
Yeah.
It's the same thing with that Mini 5, Bob. And the problem is Brendan Carr at the Commerce Commission could shut us down tomorrow. Tomorrow. He could cut us off tomorrow. Yeah. So if you want
you wouldn't
one,
be able to get it in this country.
If you want one, I would not wait.
Now.
I would order it
now.
Marcus, that's exactly how I felt, and I traded up for certain things. Although I don't really use.
I hope Aubrey is listening to this. Okay.
I'll use the Mavic 4 Pro if I feel like it's a little gusty because all my shooting is mostly primary by water. Um, but for that part, I just love the simplicity of the mini series and the air series. If I have my go-to drones, those are my go-to because I like to go vacation. I like to be small and and discreet. And the Air 3S is a monster of a drone. It's a monster of a drone. A lot of people don't really they get all the gadgets, but they you can really tweak out and get a good picture or a good video if you really know what you're doing and if you know how to edit. The editing is a secret sauce, you know?
What are you
Well,
editing
the best
in?
camera. You
Lightroom.
said you're using what?
Lightroom?
Lightroom.
Okay.
Well, it's doing your still.
Yeah.
So look, Gil, this is any photographer worth their salt is going to tell you. One of the most disparaging things you can say to a photographer is, "Wow, you must have a really nice camera," because it's not about the camera; it's
That's right.
about the skill set. Okay, and the best camera is the one you have with you. And so, if that Mini 5 means you're going to take it to more places because of its size and portability, you're going to have a top camera, a top content collector right there.
Well, I'll tell you, Tom, you're explaining. I had the Mavic 4 Pro, and I could have taken it to Europe with me, but it's
Right.
such a big chunk. I had to
It's
haul
a
that thing
big-
around all over Europe. I didn't want to do that.
Right.
I took the
Right.
Air 3S and I took the little Neo.
Oh, yeah, the F3S is just probably one of the
You know,
best drones they ever produced.
yeah, I believe so. And and another thing, I have all these waterproof cases and stuff, and to these days, you want to protect your investment, right? So you get this good case, but then if you want to go to the park, you feel like someone thinks you're gonna be, like doing something wrong with this big case. So
Gil, I threw the Air 3S in an old book bag.
that's what I'm saying. Like
Yeah,
something
yeah,
small, backpack,
yeah.
you just put it over your shoulder, no foul, no harm.
I
And
throw a couple batteries in there, the drone and the controller, and that's it. I
Yeah.
didn't even a
Yeah.
fancy bag. It was an old book
you
bag.
know what? And going back to I got this on my topic now. Getting back to the drones, I'm getting into FPV. What I did notice, I'm starting to fly, right? I'm starting to learn, with liftoff and the simulator and all that, to do the manual control. So I'm getting a little bit better. But I did notice that if I'm in my car, and my car's a hybrid car, somehow, some way, the goggles does not sync. But if
Huh.
I'm outside my car, because my car's basically all computerized,
Yeah.
it syncs no problem. And I heard that through a lot of guys, like don't fly it in your car. The Avata. But I could take my Mavic 4 Pro, I could take my Air 3S, I could take my Mini, I could take all those guys with me. I don't have a problem in the world.
So now, are you wanting to learn how to fly manually, Gil?
Yeah,
So I'm going to recommend you pick up a Neo.
I did.
Okay.
I picked up a
So
little
the
guy for
Neo,
$300.
well, that little Neo is almost indestructible. Okay. And that is using your goggles and your motion controller. Okay. Is one thing. But then if you use like an RC N3, you can fly that Neo manually. And that's the drone to learn on.
Yes.
Okay. Before you subject your Avata 2 to the pitfalls of manual control. Okay. So I highly recommend you exhaust your skill set on that Neo in manual. But the Avata
So
2, that Avata 2 is so much damn fun to fly. Okay. And it is so immersive that it's probably one of the drones I have the most fun with. I do have to say, I love my Mavic 4. And again, like Marcus said, Bob, don't wait too long. You got to future-proof yourself as soon as possible.
Yeah.
And now I've been reluctant in picking up the Mini 5 because my only issue is drones collecting dust. Okay. And with the Mavic 4, well, I don't know why I'm talking to Marcus on that one, please. But,
What's behind you, Marcus?
Marcus has to blow the dust off once a year on each one of them. He has an anniversary party for each one of those drones,
Tom,
right?
I fly a lot. I
know. I know.
But it's always a lot to fly.
To me, as a photographer and videographer, the Air 3S and the Mavic 4 Pro are my pro kit. I mean, and I do travel with them. I mean, these guys have seen I roll around with a Think Tank rolling case, and I have an Avata 2 in there. I have my Mavic 4 in there. I have not the Neo, but the Flip in there. I now have 4 batteries for my Mavic 4 Pro. I got 5 for my Avata, and I have 4 for my Flip. So,
try hauling that all around Europe, Tom.
Yeah,
it's a
put that on your back and carry it. Yeah,
it's a Think Tank International bag. Okay, and I said early on, my hiking days are now relegated to the drones doing the hiking for me. So as long as I can roll that bag to my next location, I'll do it. I'll do it as long as I can, or as long as my wife puts up with me.
That's true. That's the secret right there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the only time I get stopped by security, like in the TSA, and this is where my wife, it drives her a little crazy because the case will go in the X-ray, come out, back and forth 2 or 3 times, and then she's just giving me that look like, okay. Now when it comes back out, they go, oh, I have to hand inspect this, and they lift it up. And here's where she gets pissed, is when the TSA agent says to me, is that the Avata 2?
Yeah.
Because now she knows. Now she knows it's going to be a 15-minute conversation about all the drones. And she's looking at a watch like, can we get to the gate, please?
So Tom, going through Spanish security, they make you pull out. Not only you have to pull out your laptop or whatever, if you have one, or an iPad or whatever it is.
Yeah.
They want to see all those batteries separately. So I had to pull out all of my batteries and put them in a separate bin so they could see the batteries. Anyway,
I tell you something. When I fly, it's funny you said that, Marcus. I read up a lot, and the secret is just applying to the TSA. When you apply to the TSA, you get. I got a Motivo bag. I got the battery containers. I drain them all the way down. I do the right thing. I do what they tell me to do. I read up if I'm gonna fly. Not TWA. I'm showing my age. Or was it the blue? Yeah, JetBlue. If I'm gonna fly them, I read what they say. If I'm gonna fly, Southern Airline, I read what they say because everybody's got a different spin on things. But I never had a problem with TSA. I open it up, they scan it. They look at my credentials. All right, have a good day. Have fun.
TSA's never even opened me up. The bag just goes through it.
No. And let me tell you something about draining batteries. Okay, if it's FPV, home-built FPV batteries, not only bring them down to a storage level, but make sure they're in a LiPo bag.
Right.
If they are DJI batteries, don't bother with any of that.
Yeah, it's a smart battery
management systems. It's a smart battery. I don't discharge my batteries. In fact, I got done flying yesterday. When I got home last night, I charged up my batteries. Now, if I go out today, fine. If I don't go out for a week, when I go back to those batteries will be at the proper storage level for the most part. So, and now the Mavic 4 batteries aren't going to discharge for several weeks. But I don't bother with all the LiPo bags unless I'm going to fly internationally. Okay? Now, one time, and I was surprised because when I went to board, and I only fly Delta, I got medallion status and all, and so I get an early board anyway. I'm like in group 3, so there's always overhead bin space, and my bag is certified to fly on both domestic and international. But one time I came up and they said, "Oh, sir, we're going to need you to gate check that," and I went, "That really won't be possible." And they were like, "Well, why?" And I said, "Well, I'll unzip it for you to show you." Okay. Well, you can remove your batteries. I unzipped the bag and they went, "Oh, never mind, sir. We'll find somebody else." Okay. So, and I dropped that bag up top.
I was leaving Rome. I was leaving Rome, and he said, we need to hand inspect that bag, with the bag that had the drone in it. And the guy opened it up, and when he saw that it was a drone, he goes, "Oh, this is a drone." He started closing it back up and zipped it back up and handed it back to me. That's as far as it got.
Yeah, so you really don't have to worry with DJI batteries. The battery management system, they're smart batteries, and you don't have to worry about traveling with them.
This is going to be great.
Make sure you
save me a little time.
Now, Gil, if it's a Hudson Zeno battery,
yes, that's a different story.
The Hudson Zeno battery, all bets are off.
Yeah, but
your drone is going to blow up while it's in the sky with the Hudson Zeno.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that'll be just because it's at the wrong altitude. Okay.
Yeah.
You definitely never check in any of that gear. Okay.
Right.
Only
never
carry on.
Now I have a question, right? Everybody's feeding off of this auto setting, on these cameras, with the quad bearing sensor. It's just they're saying that if you're shooting on auto, you get more dynamic stops, possibly on the Maverick 4 Pro. I think you're getting up to 14, 16 or something like that, and then possibly the Mini 4 Pro up to 12 stops or something like that. My question is, I'm trying to see, like the other day, I don't shoot an HGL a lot, but there's this guy on Facebook. He's in Cali. He films the surfers, and one of the cleanest filming that I've seen, and he swears by the HLG because he says the color gamut is a little bit better in filming, and then he films it at 4:3, and then he ups it to 16:9. That's what he told me.
Drops to 16.
Definitely always film in 4:3. Okay.
You get the most out of the camera, right?
Well, you have so much more, content there to work with. So when you go to stabilize, if you do any post stabilization, that gives you a lot of room to stabilize without this unnatural zooming. Now, as far as color space goes, your best is going to be D-Log. Hands down, D-Log is going to be your best, but requires post-processing by adding a LUT. Now, as far as having more dynamic range in auto mode than manual mode, that's a misstatement, because I can replicate anything in manual mode, especially with an adjustable aperture that you have in a Mavic 4. You can mimic anything you could possibly do in auto mode. Now, auto mode is a great place. I normally start in. Yeah, go ahead.
I was going to say, Marcus, we had your hand up.
Well, I'd let Tom finish his thought.
Okay, go ahead.
So the only thing I would say to finish this off is that as far as dynamic range goes, here's what I would recommend. If you're not sure with manual settings, or you're looking to break into using manual settings, take a look and set your camera at basically auto mode and see what the settings there are giving you on auto mode. Then switch into manual mode and tweak that a little. Okay.
Yeah. I seen this guy. He, on YouTube. He ran it through all the processing. and he says D-Log M for these two cameras hold a better high dynamic range on the stops. You get more.
Yeah, D-Log, it's a flatter image, so you're not
Right.
blowing out the shadows and you're not blowing out the highlights. Okay, and
I'm gonna argue with
also,
both of you. So
okay,
so
go ahead. I want to
in
hear this.
I want to know. I want to know.
it-
This is great.
I they call me Dr. Otto. Now, if you're flying one direction and you never turn your drone, you're just flying it out one direction. Heck yeah, use manual mode, adjust it all you want. But as soon as you turned and your lighting changes, you're screwed. You better.
You're talking in
Okay,
the
so
in the balancing manual
Yeah,
Point
balancing.
out the
so,
point.
so in auto, the thing's going to auto adjust to whatever you want. Now, if you love doing a bunch of stuff in post processing, good on you. I don't, and I think that these modern cameras, particularly in DJI drones, are so good. I think the benefit you get by shooting in those is infinitesimal, in my humble opinion. And auto, that thing is going to adjust whether I point it into the sun or away from the sun, and I'm going to get a lot of dynamic range. Now, you might be able to fix that, Tom, but a little bit.
I have a counterpoint. Okay,
go ahead.
Marcus, and I'm not disagreeing with the way you framed it. Okay, so yes, if you're shooting photography stills, I'm still a huge fan of manual.
Oh, absolutely. Yes, stills for sure. You know, I'm talking about video.
If you're shooting video, there is one definite auto setting I say you must turn off, and that's auto white balance. Okay? Because that you don't want to shift on. I agree with your exposures automatically adjusting when you're shooting video, high-paced video. But when you're shooting that high-paced video, lock in your white balance. Turn the auto setting off on white balance because you'll get color shifts. Of course, that's easily recognized when you're using a circular polarizing filter, right? It works, when it's bending light one way, when the sun is perpendicular, is not the same way it handles light when it's straight on. So the one setting I would turn off is auto white balance. Get that set when you're out there. Keep that the way it is, and then use your auto settings for your shutter and your aperture. Marcus, counterpoint.
Well, polarizers, you're absolutely correct. The fallacy of polarizer, as long as you're flying in one direction and you adjust that polarizer for that direction, the minute you turn,
absolutely. Circular polarizers never made sense for aerial photography, as far as I'm concerned.
And the good folks at Freewell always send me some ND filters, right?
Yeah.
However, I understand ND filters being important for photography, for video.
For video.
Yeah, you
only
in video,
for video, not for photography.
Right.
See?
You want the motion blur.
If you want motion blur.
If you need it. You need it in videography. You don't need it for photography. Not if you have variable aperture. You do not need it for stills, but you definitely need it, to manage your shutter speed when you're shooting video.
Okay, so you're talking about motion blur.
Yes.
It's a matter of taste. I think motion blur is dumb, and I don't like it in my video.
Boy, this is a separate podcast right here. My head's ready to explode.
But listen, don't tell the people at Freewell they'll quit sending me filters.
Hey, I got them just for my mini for my Pocket 3 I'm filming on right now. Okay, so please. But circular polarizers, to me as a photographer, circular polarizers never made sense to me for aerial, where look, if I'm in a helicopter and I have that lens in front of me, I can adjust that circular polarizer. But when that Mavic is 300 feet away from me,
Exactly.
I can't reach, my hand doesn't reach that
Doesn't
far
reach
to turn
that
it.
far. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I only use ND filters. I do not use ND/CPL filters.
Okay, I'm going to argue with you again, Tom. So with your variable aperture on your
We're
Mavic
going to
4,
rename the show
Right.
Marcus
Yeah.
versus Tom here.
you just adjust your aperture to get the frame rate you want, or the
Okay.
shutter speed you want.
Okay. So there is a sweet spot in every camera lens, and on the Mavic 4, that sweet spot is basically 3.5 to 5.6. Okay. And yes, you can shoot that down to f2.0. But honestly, the sweetest spot is going to be a little bit, at least a stop above that 2.8. And you'll find that with any pro lens also for still photography is there's always a sweet spot on the lens as far as aperture, because you have light the way you're bending the light can alter how sharp or how clear an image is.
So we don't care about depth of field on our drones because everything's
You're so far away.
Far away, right? So I guess I'm not sure I follow Tom, but
you're using aperture. You're using aperture to allow light in, okay?
Right.
But even allowing light in, sometimes due to, like out here, Marcus, you know, if I'm out in Gene Dry Lake Bed, I basically, to slow my shutter down enough to add that blur you don't like, okay? I have to use basically an ND64. Now on the Mavic 4, I'm glad Freewell was smart enough to come out with split ND filters.
Yes.
Because I'm using the ND64 on that big ass sensor, and then I'm using ND32 on the 2.5 and the 6 power. Okay, and it really matches up nice in post.
Okay, listen. Here's what I'm going to say up front. I am far from an expert in photography or videography, and all I know is what I deal with in my own stuff. And so don't listen to me. That's what I'm telling everybody. I am not an expert. Do not listen to me.
I hate coffee ice cream, but you might love it. I'm not going to take that away from you, dude. Okay? It's just, it all comes at the end of the rainbow. It all comes down to what looks good to you. Okay?
Yeah.
And don't worry, we put our shit up on YouTube and they step all over it anyway.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Right.
Yeah. Hey guys, I really do have to run. I got a bunch of stuff.
I appreciate you coming on, Marcus. Thanks. It's been so long since I've seen you. You know, we haven't seen you in a long time, and I said, "What the hell? I'm going to send him an invite."
Yeah. Well, and Gil, it's so nice to meet you.
Likewise.
Yeah, and Tom, nice sparring with you a little bit today.
It's always fun, Marcus. It's always fun, man.
Yeah.
Love you, dude.
All right.
All right. Good night, gentlemen.
Good night.
Good night.
Bye.
Bye.
Yeah, and Gil, it has been a pleasure to meet you. But Bob does this to me often. He's going to get me in trouble. My wife, right about now, should be ramping up her hangry level. Okay.
Oh, so, I can relate, Tom.
Yeah.
I know. She said, "Oh, you're only going to be on for an hour," and I'm looking up at the counter and I'm going, "I'll just blame this on Bob. That's all."
That's right. It's all my fault. So, Tom, what would you like to say there? Tell our friends what to do here.
Gang, brothers and sisters out there, if you can make it to our meetup, we would love to have you. It's an awesome experience. This year, it's going to be even better than last year. We have a great crew out here putting it together, and their level of effort has surpassed anything we expected. So this is going to be a great event, and we'd love to host you. We'd love to see you, and hopefully you can make it out there. So thanks, Bob, for the pulpit.
You got it, Tom.
And one last thing, Gil, when I get back to New York, bro, we got to fly.
Oh, definitely. Love to.
Okay.
Okay, we got to get together. Definitely.
Will do.
Okay,
We
guys.
are
Take
planning
care,
a
all.
cruise, Gil.
Oh, yeah.
We have a cruise that leaves Manhattan
Next September.
September 6th, 19th next year.
Mm.
Yeah.
And we have,
So,
in fact, if anybody's interested in this cruise, we now have sold out of we are 2 cabins away from selling out our initial 16
allotment.
cabins.
Oh, wow.
That was the first. They give you
I'm gonna
chunks
take
of
off
16
and let
cabins.
Bob really push this, because this is a great opportunity. Plus, that means we're going to be in the local area. We're going to have a group of people in that area to fly with you, Gil. So
That's
stay
right.
tuned. Bob, definitely got to push that cruise. Take care, all.
Okay.
See you soon.
Bye,
Thank you,
Tom. Well, I've done this a few times, and like I said, we're almost sold out. So
Sounds like fun.
oh yeah, we've had the fortune of my wife worked diligently of getting Virgin Cruise Line, which is one of I really think it's the most fun cruise line I've ever been on. And I've been on 7 or 8 of them, and this I like Virgin the best, and they really concentrate on making sure everybody has a good time, but they didn't allow drones aboard, and my wife was able to get them to let us bring drones, our group, only our group, kind of thing. So we're able to do that, and so we're going from New York on September 19th, 2026, to Boston, to Portland, Maine,
Oh, wow.
to St. John's in New Brunswick in Canada. So that's why you need to get your Canada drone license. Okay. And then to Halifax, Nova Scotia. And
Oh, wow.
then it cruises all the way back to New York City. And it's
Wow.
a
How many
party
weeks?
the whole way back. No, it's 8 nights. That's
8
all.
nights? That's not bad.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
I definitely keep that in mind. Definitely.
well, our current, like I said, our current deal, there's only 2 cabins left. So
Okay.
so that's I know we have a number of people saying they're interested. So act fast. That's all I
I'll,
got to say.
I'll keep you posted, Bob. I tell you something. If you really need to pick up the Mini 5, you should. It's a pleasant drone. Thing. It's very the pictures really nice with the 1-inch camera. The sensors are nice. You have a lot of tech there for a decent price.
I agree. I really agree. So like I say, I've got a bunch of traveling, and then we got this drone meetup, and then I go right from that into being Santa Claus, and and then I'm Santa Claus for a month, almost every day, and then and I also make a few extra dollars at that point in time too. So,
Absolutely. Oh well,
all right.
Bob, I gotta carry on before she gets a little
No,
disgruntled on
I'm
me.
shutting down. Say good night. Say thank you. We enjoy meeting you, Gil. I am
Likewise, it was
so
my
happy
pleasure.
we finally found the time to do this. I really appreciate it. And thank you, everyone. We'll see you all. See you soon. Uh, keep being nice to each other.
Have a good night.